Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the World Para-Alpine Skiing World Cup here in La Molina in beautiful sunny Spain. Stephen Jameson here with you once again for run number 2 of the Giant Slalom. Right here at the start gate is where the athletes are going to be in just a few moments' time as we kick things off on run number 2. Some real drama earlier on this morning on run 1. It is very, very close in a number of classes. Let's take a look back at the highlights. So as you can see, almost all ready to go here up at the start. The view over La Molina is absolutely beautiful. And our athletes are all looking forward to this. As I mentioned, so close in so many of our classes. It is all to play for in run number 2 of the Giant Slalom, the final GS of the World Cup Tour. Cannot wait for this one. It's over to your race commentator. He's Alan March.
Thank you very much. We're all off to sunny Spain, it says at the beginning of the song. It is sunny. We're in Spain. It's a little bit cooler than it has been the last couple of days, but as you can see from the side of the course, we haven't had much snow. In fact, we've had none since we arrived. We have had some great skiing. If you want to get in touch with us, use the hashtag #ParaAlpine. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Don't have a meltdown. Some of those things didn't work last night. Don't panic. The stream does work. We're here in La Molina. It's reached 0. The dizzy heights of which our athletes will be competing in just a few moments' time. It gets up as high as 13 and 14 in the next few days. The tan lines will start to show through those wearing the goggles down on the course. We've got Blanc Estadi is the name of the course. Greg Chambray has put together 34 gates. 31 of them are turning. We drop 300 metres throughout the course of this second run. We'll start with the women's VI as always. 3 athletes to go and a difference maker this morning in Veronika Aigner, the Austrian youngster, just turned 16, very good in the World Cup circuit in Zagreb. Can she maintain that lead? Melissa Perrine will win the World Cup for Giant Slalom, no matter what happens here, but I'm sure Melissa Perrine will not want to finish in third on the last of the Giant Slalom days. However, she's got two very good young skiers in front of her currently. Let's see if she can muster a challenge on either of them, shall we? This morning, still no start gate to speak of. The wind at the top was quite brisky earlier on. Melissa Perrine starts us off, then the vastly experienced Australian, taking time out next year, 30 years of age now. New guide this season, Bobby Kelly. Already these two picked themselves up a World Championship gold, not the first of Perrine's career. Triple Paralympian. And the third World Championships of Perrine's career. A very successful one as well in both Kranjska Gora and Selena. Australian, as I said at the beginning, looking to get off the bottom. Third position. The leader bib is on. That will not get displayed. She has already taken enough points this season to win the Giant Slalom. And as she crosses the line for the last time in the Giant Slalom, Perrine clocks the first time for the rest to chase. Next time confirmed at 2 minutes, 0.63. Fitzpatrick already well inside, being guided by Jennifer Keogh, the orange bib, giving Fitzpatrick something to see. Already the Super G and Downhill World Cup winner. .66 the gap has grown to. Patrick's challenge to try and close down on Aigner, a bit wide through there. Now, what will she set Veronica Aigner? Just dropped a bit of time towards the end. That wide turn, around about 5 or 6 gates out, would have been costly. 158.75 for 16-year-old Veronica Aigner to beat then. Sister Elizabeth is her guide. You can see the speed of these two conjuring up, 0.43 ahead. And she's behind here. Fitzpatrick was quick through the opening 2 stages. It was the bottom section she lost a bit of time. Aigner, leader at the halfway stage in this competition. World Cup winner in Zagreb. Will the sisters get across in front? No, they won't. Second position. Good run from Menna Fitzpatrick. Claims top spot in the women's VI. Mel Perrine finishing on 2 minutes, 0.63 exactly. This one was pretty tight in the end, wasn't it? Aigner in second position, having been ahead after the first run. 159.25. Menna Fitzpatrick takes it with Jennifer Keogh, 158.75. Just 1.88 separating all 3 of these teams. Well, we can hear from the winner. She's put the disappointments of day 2 behind her. She's with Stephen Jameson.
Yeah, down at the finish line, Menna and Jen. Guys, that was a terrific second run. Really close after the first one. Bit of a comeback in the second. How did you find it going down?
It was tough. It was quite a fight, but it was really good fun. We said to each other, let's just last race of the GS race of the season. So let's just go out there and put everything into it, and that's what we did.
And Jen, I said to you just before we came on, I can always tell when you guys have gone quick because you're really out of breath as well. That seemed like a real effort from you guys.
Yeah, it was, and you know, we had a plan. It's tough out there, so you never know if it's going to go to plan, but we decided that we were just going to be quicker off the edge and attack it more. And that's what we did, you know, and then if men are skiing fast, then I have to ski faster and it puts pressure on me, so that's what I like really.
And in terms of the women's VI class, you had an extra skier in today, which means a full podium, which I know you guys are really pleased with. A word for Veronica Eigner and her guide as well.
Yeah, they skied really well in the first run, and we're happy to have them on the circuit. It adds to the competition, and yeah, like you said, it makes a full podium for some of these races.
Which you guys are now top of, so congratulations. Best of luck tomorrow, guys.
Thanks very much.
Alan, back to you.
Thank you very much. You can see they're already thinking about the next bits of competition, wanting to finish the Giant Slalom well, and that's exactly what they have done, coming from behind to take victory over Veronica Eigner and Melissa Perrine. Half a second quicker at the finish in the end, so well done to Fitzpatrick and Keogh. Standing coming up next, the top five have all got their own separate battles. Rita, Kunkel and Hondo for bronze. Cam Turgeon closing on Boucher. All of these answers coming up. First to go in the women's standing then. Said at the end of the first run that everybody has a story here in parasport. Our Alpine is no different. I can tell you that, having covered various parasports over the last 7 or 8 years. Is of Spain is no different. Born with cerebral palsy, affects her arms and legs. Also has a congenital hip dislocation issue as well. So Raquel Martinez Muniz making a World Cup debut in her own country. Runs a tourism company as well, and the 27-year-old isn't here to win medals. He's here to show the world what she can do. Show the world that despite having cerebral palsy, she can indeed come down a mountain on skis without a ski pole through a World Cup course. Over the line she comes then, 2:43.86. Well done, Raquel. The standard scream from Ursula Maremo. Second of our Spanish athletes to tackle the course. Maremo always lets out a yelp as she leaves the start gate. Experienced Spaniard. 35 now from Palma de Mallorca. Competed at 2 Paralympic Games during her time. And she will hit the line and finishes Mel Pemble next. Pemble well in front of Maramon's time. Slide out from Pemble. We saw Fitzpatrick go wide there. That could be interesting towards the latter stages of all of the categories, but 7.54 seconds quicker than the two Spaniards. So Mel Pemble takes a lead for now. Sliding in hard. It's driving into those turns. Made up time on Pemble at each intermediate. How much more will she be in front? 2:08.52 to be. Well inside that. Dropped a little at the end. 0.91 was the lead. Little wobble of the head at the end from Binja Schmidt. World silver medal winner earlier this year. Different start to the 5 days of competition in La Molina. Little wobble of the knees through that previous section, but here towards the gate she'll be well in front of the time set by Schmidt then. 2:02.37 is now the time to beat. Ana Maria Rida. Battle for bronze. He's on all Rida. Little correction. Change of body shape to keep her in line. She's 2.69 seconds clear of Ramsey. Started ahead of Ramsey by well over a second, so this is good. Rida, first of the 5 athletes to be inside the minute mark in the first run. Factored time of 86.11%. So Ramsey's time, 2:02.37, tucks in and just leaping for the line. 2.86 quicker, inside 2 minutes, 1:59.51 for Rida. Ali Kunkel will want to get back on the podium. She tasted that success on the second day of competition. Can the young American do it again? She's behind in the early stages. 0.74, Rida quicker and still losing time. 17-year-old needs to find a very good line at this bottom section now to stand any chance. 1:59.51. It looks like he's going to get away from her. It is. 2:01.41 in the end, so 1.9 seconds. Ami Hondo was in third position at the end of the first run, but so much can change over a drop of just 300 meters. And she's behind Rida as well. That shows you how good Ana Maria Rida's second run was. Hondo loses a little bit more. Can the 22-year-old dig deep, find that line she needs, and hold on to a podium place? Oh, big slide through there. 1:59.51 for a podium place for Hondo. It's going to be so tight. Oh, just outside, 0.11. Ana Maria Rida has gone from 5th to third at least. To Jean, the coach is screaming, come on, as she leaves the gate. World Championship medal winner. The first time of asking her very first World Championships, already 3.52 seconds ahead of Rida's time, as to be expected. Had a big lead going in from the first run. For Turgeon, it'll be about extending it. She's lost a little bit again. Fair play to Rida. The German had been closer over the first run. .59.51 will be beaten. It's by how much? 4 seconds eventually. Well done, Fred Turgeon. Now, if you've not seen women's standing para skiing before, then you're in for a treat. This lady, potentially the GOAT, as they say. All of the World Championship golds this year went to Marie Brochet, as they did to Jeroen Kampscheur in the men's sitting. The two categories dominated by individual athletes. Brochet will win the World Cup for this discipline. Oh, she's nearly inside 150, remarkable. 4.8 seconds quicker, and there's the celebration from Brochet. She really has enjoyed her skiing this season. She said right at the beginning of the season, I never know, I'm always apprehensive. Have the other girls got quicker? Have I got slower? Well, she's answered her own questions this season emphatically. Brochet takes it from Turgeon. Anna Maria Rida has gone from 5th to 3rd with a great second run. Rida's second run was 60.81, much quicker than most. Turgeon and Brochet will take the top 2 spots though. Hondo and Kunkel in 4th and 5th. So, well done to all of the ladies taking part. Got the sitting event coming up. But before then, we can hear from Marie Brochet. She's with Stephen Jameson.
Once again, down at the finish line, this time with the winner of the women's standing, Marie Brochet. Marie, congratulations. That second run was so quick. How did you feel on the way down?
I'm a little under pressure because it's a very turny run, and the sun was very warm, and I want to sleep at the start of the second. So I don't have enough energy, I think, but finally I take a lot of pleasure, and it was very playful. So I enjoy this last giant run of the season, really.
Yeah, I was going to say, we now move on to the slalom, which I know is your favourite event. How excited are you to end the season now? We've got one more slalom here in La Molina, and then we go to Molina, of course, France, to end it there. Slalom is your favourite. How much are you excited for it?
Yes, slalom is my favourite, but it's always complicated with it because it was very difficult, because everything can happen at every gate. So we will see, but I think we have very good condition to do it, and I'm very impatient to be in Morzine at home to finish this perfect season for me, and I'm very impatient, and I invite every French guy to come to see us.
Well, we can't wait to watch you there. Good luck tomorrow as well. Congratulations, Marie. Alan, it's back to you.
Thank you very much, Stephen. So women's standing is done. That's the last of the Giant Slalom for them. Laurie Stevens, Barbara van Bergen, Annalena Forster and Mamuka Muraoka are going to battle it out for the women's sitting category. Only 2 of them inside the minute mark. Forster looking to cement silver. Muraoka should be comfortable in first. The battle for bronze is where the action is at. Laurie Stevens, very experienced former Paralympic champion representing America. Originally from Beverly in Massachusetts, and been skiing since the age of 12. Very fine para swimmer in her time as well, holding on to a couple of American national records. A lady born with spina bifida. Laurie's factored time 87.91. This is her charge for a podium place. She's got to get past Barbara van Bergen. 106.09 for Van Bergen this morning, 105.47, sorry. A total time of 2:12.30, so that's the challenge, 2:12.30. The combined times that Barbara van Bergen needs to beat. This was the lady that took over the Para-Alpine social media on International Women's Day last week. And it looks like she's out on the side. She is. Barbara van Bergen has gone off the course somewhere. Just out of camera shot, I think. And van Bergen is gone. Well, we do tell the athletes to only crash out where we can see them, but they don't always listen. So next up, Annalena Forster. This is her making a start just a couple of moments ago. So Stevens guaranteed third place. Any more mistakes and she'll progress up the podium placings even further. Forster, time-wise, doesn't have an issue. 6.49 seconds ahead. Now 7.27. 23-year-old, super combined and slalom Paralympic champion. She'll be looking forward to tomorrow. This is the slalom Paralympic champion trying to chase down Muraoka, the Paralympic giant slalom champion. Forster 9.17 seconds ahead of Stevens, but it's this lady she's more concerned with, Momoka Muraoka. She's the World Cup leader. Don't be fooled by the lack of the leader bib. .72 seconds ahead at the first time check. What will she be through the next one? 3.63. The young Japanese star showing no sign of getting any slower. A real rising star. Her runs are very rarely seen with a mistake. It's all very calm, very smooth, very slick, and very much the winner of a third straight giant slalom. So Momoka Muraoka takes the women's sitting title once again. 3 great days in the La Molina sunshine. It's just like that plane in the background, Muraoka is currently soaring in the women's sitting division. Forster with a very good run to finish in second place. Laurie Stevens has benefited from the DNF for Barbara van Bergen of the Netherlands. Men's action will be coming up shortly, but first let's hear from our race winner. She's down there with Stephen Jameson.
Yeah, thank you very much, Anna. Once again, here at the finish line with our winner. We've said this a few times, Momoka Morioka, you've done it again in the Giant Slalom. The final Giant Slalom of the season. How do you feel on this event through the year?
Yeah, so I didn't think that I could have such a result. So I'm surprising.
And how much have you guys enjoyed La Molina? Because I saw the Team Japan at the medal ceremony yesterday. You're having so much fun as a team. How much are you enjoying it here?
Yeah, my teammate come the ceremony, so I was very happy.
And we can't wait to see you later on at the ceremonies as well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Alan, back to you.
Just one of those athletes that really enjoys competing. Massive smile on her face whenever she gets the chance to do her interviews. She admits that her English is improving all the time, and the more chances she gets to do these interviews, the better it will be. Well, as I said, it's so smooth, there's barely any mistakes made. Schaffelhuber will be keen to get back on the mountain and compete again, I'm sure, against Muraoka. Men's VI event coming up, and a bit like day one, a couple of absentees from the first run, and they're exactly the same absentees. Haleos and Burton have gone out. And the second run to come. Neil Simpson up first, B3 classified athlete. That means he has the highest visual acuity of the group. Guided a little bit like Veronica Eigner earlier. She was guided by her sister. Neil Simpson guided by his brother Andrew. I was remarking about the symmetry in the first run, and pretty much everything. Hand movements, head movements, everything done exactly the same. Really is very, very wonderful to watch. So be careful how close they're getting to each other. Andrew needs to stay comfortably in front of Neil as they push each other. It'll assist them in making quicker times throughout competitions. This is his debut World Cup year. Mentioned earlier, he's had some success on the Europa Cup circuit as the two of them get to the line. 2:07.54, a little bit of a stumble for Neil, but that's what those barriers are there for. Now, Thomas Savard and Kevin Lemay disqualified on day 2 for the guide crossing the line too many gates in front of his athlete. Two have a different style. You saw the Simpsons extremely close to each other. Savard and Lemay, complete opposites. Lemay very far in front at times. The art of guiding, not an easy one. He has to remain disciplined as well. And now Savard tucks in. He'll be inside 2 minutes. That's a time of 1:58.81 for Thomas Savard. Winner of the World Cup race on day number 1. His first ever World Cup success. Oh, and he very nearly ended up on the ground just a moment ago. Would have been great news for the Simpsons. Anybody going out now will elevate him into a podium position, but Del Plus having crashed out on day 2, won't want to do that again. 4.94 seconds up. Can he put pressure on the reigning world champion and the World Cup winner of Giant Slalom this year? Across the line in 1:53.58. He's 5.2 seconds up on Savard. Is it enough to put pressure on the world champion Marek Kubacka? Again, just to talk about the differences in the VI field, then Marek guided by the sound only of his guide, not only in the earpiece, but he's the speaker at the bottom of Maria Zatovicova's bag. You see on the back of her green jumper, right at the bottom, an object is a speaker. And Marek is following that sound. That's why his factored time is the lowest of all the athletes. 61.27 is how his clock is manipulated. And those goggles are completely black. Nothing gets through there. You can hear the instructions from Maria as the run goes on. The scenes after Marek Kubacka won the World Championships were tremendous. Every athlete couldn't wait to go and give their respects to him, and there was many a handshake, and he's done it again here. 1:47.99, inside 1 minute 50. It's another tremendous performance from the world champion, and he really is in the form of his life. It's took a while for him to get to this point in his career. It's been long, it's been a fantastic journey, and he now demonstrates to the world that somebody with very little vision in the B1 class can compete with the rest of the world. Kubacka takes it from Hyacinth de la Place. Thomas Savard in third position. The Simpson brothers down in fourth. But they are very much at the beginning of their journey as a VI pairing.
Maria Zatovikova, second victory here in La Molina.
Men's standing event will be a lot closer than the VI, that much is for sure, and that's what's coming up in a little while. We're hoping to get a chat with Marek and his guide Maria, and we're going to do just that. Let's go and join our new champion with Stephen Jameson.
Thank you very much, and yeah, down at the finish with Maria and Marek. Guys, congratulations, another win in the Giant Slalom. How excited are you to get on to tomorrow in the slalom, which I know is your preferred event?
Yeah. Oh well. Now it's over. For us, it's finished the races. So tomorrow slalom is going to be only for fun for us. So we are very glad that we made it at the first place again. So we are finished now after Giant Slalom.
And how much have you enjoyed La Molina? How much have you enjoyed skiing here?
Well, I think that the weather is perfect. We don't enjoy that much the slope because it's very icy and hard. But I think that the races are perfect, and the people are trying to make it the best. So it's very, very good.
Guys, we've enjoyed watching you ski so much this week. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Alan, back to you.
So there you go, over the slalom event. It's a bit of fun for these two to be had now for the rest of the season. The Giant Slalom World Cup Globe goes to these two. It's been a fantastic year. World Cup winners, World Championship winners. Now the men's standing is full of winners. Balchet against Guimeur. The permutations are a little bit more complicated. If Guimeur was to win and Balchet was to finish second, then Theo Guimeur would win the World Cup Globe based on his World Para-Alpine skiing points. He has the lowest of the two, but let's worry about that should that result happen. Guimeur made a mistake in the first run, but the gap between the two of them isn't huge. It's 0.2. This is Thomas Field. Switzerland's first competitor out the gate. ultimate men's giant slalom event. He's 2 years old, Thomas Field. Diagnosed with hemiplegia in his right arm at the age of 6, so no ski pole being used on that side. Field's factor time 92.62 as he tucks in as small as he can get towards the line, 149.30. That's not the face of a man who's particularly happy with that run, is it? Martin Wirtz. 25-year-old. Left hand was amputated after an accident with a firework at the age of 13. Now he drops some time in the early stages, Martin, but he's 0.62 up. Can he close down on Christoph Bernhard Schneider, who was just 1/10 of a second quicker in the first run? So Wirtz hits the line, 0.86 up on Field, 148.44. This is Schneider. Oh, just 3/100ths up at the first time check then. 123.24 through this next section. He's dropped time big as well, 0.9. Nearly a full second has been lost by Christoph. Oh, and a big slide for Christoph Bernhard Schneider, who was trying to make up some time. And he's over-egged it. And out goes the Austrian. It's followed by two more, mind you. Markus Salke next up. Markus has been used to being the fastest of the Austrians on the World Cup circuit this season. However, Nico Prijancic put in a fantastic first run earlier on. 0.94 of a second. Salke is ahead. And that drops dramatically. Well, that shows you where Martin Wirtz was good then. During that second phase, Martin Wirtz really has put pressure on everyone else with a very good second part of the race. And here in this bottom section, Salke needs to try and build on that very minimal lead. 148.44 for the former overall World Cup winner. Oh, he gets there, 0.6 ahead for Markus Salke. Nico Prijancic now. Had to do a rerun in the first run, did Nico. Didn't let the issue phase him. Came out and put in a run of 52 seconds flat. He's already 1.31 up on Markus Salke. And this is good. Prijancic hits the line in 145.72. That means he's ahead of Markus Salke by a good distance as well. Now, Alan Lindström. Young Swede, 0.39 up. was in Hara, where the FIS World Championships were, I believe, very recently. He's gone from being 0.39 up to being 0.18 down, Lindström. Another that runs at 100%, the 18-year-old. 1:45.72. He's made it up at the bottom. No, he hasn't. 0.22 in the end. Well, he's happy with his time. He's happy with the finish, but he stays behind Alexis Guimont. This morning. His time last year was winning Paralympic medals. 1.10 difference so far. Visibly see the impairment for Alexis on the right hand side. Gone from 110 to 0.72. Can he maintain his lead over Nico Priantis? 1:45.72. Lindström went behind Priantis. Oh, Guimont is ahead. 0.57 the difference. A lot of these guys are losing time in the bottom section. Santeri Kiveri in third position. I mentioned this morning that he's had his health problems in recent times. He's certainly looking like he's back to his best so far. Certainly one for the future, but well, he's racing here in La Molina. Maybe the future is now, because he's at least putting pressure onto Rimeur and to Bauchet. That's tremendous turn speed. And Kiveri is going to go in front. 2 seconds wiped away from Guimont. So Kiveri makes the podium again, and look at the delight for the young Finn. Theo Rimeur. He and Bauchet normally have their own separate little battle, and nobody else is invited to the party, but Santeri Kiveri doesn't worry about invitations. He's put himself in there. 0.75 though for Rimeur. Rimeur has won the Downhill World Cup already. Bauchet has won the Super G. This race gives us the Giant Slalom winner. Rimeur has to win it to stand a chance. The final drop down then. Rimeur can see the line. Oh, a big collision with that gate. How much will that help hinder him? 1:43.01. He bursts into the line. 1:41.12. It's enough for the lead now. Is it enough for the lead at the end of this man's run? The World Cup is his to lose here. Arthur Bauchet. The gap is 0.54. It's nice and simple for Bauchet. Wins the race. Oh, off balance. And he wins the Giant Slalom World Cup title, but he's down to just 0.08 now. Arthur Bauchet has got to dig deep and find something big. Maintain his speed, maintain his line. A little bit of mistake through that section too. 1:41.12. Keep your eye on the bottom right corner of the screen. Here comes Bauchet. Oh, he's just outside. Theo Rimeur snatches the title right at the end. Rimeur lies stricken in the fence, and I bet he can't believe it. Well, Theo Rimeur, by the calculations that I was given a little bit earlier, takes the World Cup title. This is Manuel Bourdinx from France. We mentioned that on the first day of competition he had his prosthetic snapped in half. And of course, no such problems this time. Equally as out of breath. Well, a French kiss to the camera. This is Marcus Nilsson Grasto. Already 9.66 seconds back, but again, a lot of these athletes in this second half of the run are ones that are fairly new or improving all the time, learning to race on World Cup circuits with their impairments. Perhaps for some of these it'll have been the biggest competitions that they've been to in their careers to date. So Grasto gets across 1:54.25. This is Jordan Brossan. Challenging himself with every turn. Had a few hairy moments this morning. And will get across the line in 1:52.12. Huig Davi on course now, the Andorran slipping and sliding in various parts. Just because their times are slower doesn't mean that the guys at the bottom end don't work just as hard as our World Cup and World Champions. That was Huig Davi. Now this is Hiraku Misawa. Misawa, single leg skier from Japan. 21 years old now. Office worker by day. He's a four-time Paralympian. Place finish, a couple of sixth-place finishes for him here. He's 13.21 seconds back. A special moment at the top of the mountain. This is one way to go out. Well, Braden Luscombe is retiring. His bib hanging from the back pocket. And he is being cheered all the way down. Braden Luscombe in his very final competitive race. Oh, well, stop for a high five on the way down. He's still within the gate, so Luscombe, I'll tell you what, he's going to feel the fresh weather on the side of the course as well. And, well, plenty of people getting an acknowledgement from Braden Luscombe. So well done to him, 26-year-old, deciding that that is the end of a career for him. A double Paralympian. He competed in both Sochi and in Pyeongchang. He's been to 4 World Championships throughout his career as well. And Braden asked if he could go out in style. The organisers didn't have a problem with it. And Braden Luscombe finishes here in La Molina in his own unique style. A few handshakes and high fives. There's a big cheer at the bottom of the mountain. The course has been littered with applause as he's made his way down, and well, that's one way of announcing your retirement, isn't it? Enjoy whatever you go on to do next, Braden Luscombe. As Luscombe finishes his career, Leander Kress of Germany is ready and waiting, and Leander Kress Kress starting his career. This is his debut World Cup event. I mentioned earlier in commentary that not all the athletes are here with the aspiration of winning golds. For some, it is competing hard, and he's looking to improve all the time. 10.6 seconds up. Kress into the final drop down then. Guimeur victorious. Kress can learn from those around him. 2 minutes, 0.98 is the time for Germany's Leander Kress. The German youngster finishes his Giant Slalom. Let's go and see our race winner. He's with Stephen Jameson.
Thank you very much, Alan. Well, I'm with your World Cup champion in the GS. Teo, how does that sound? It doesn't come any closer. You've done it by tie-break. It was that close. How do you feel?
Yeah, I think I have no word to describe how I feel at the moment. Yeah, it was the fight that I was waiting for with Porsche, but like this, it's so beautiful, and it's really crazy to win again the second year in a row this GS title. So I am really happy with what I did today.
Does it almost make it more special how close it was, how dramatic it was right at the end?
Yeah, because thanks to Arthur, I will to thank you, because you are really a good athlete and you push me to the limits, and this season it is really what it is. So it's really good, and I hope Arthur can win the overall, because we really deserve it, and yeah, we will see.
It's been a battle on these slopes all the way through the season, Teo. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Alan, back to you.
Well, again, they talk about each other in great esteem, don't they? Very high regard, Guimeur and Balchet. Look at that, 0.12 separated them here. Guimeur takes the title of Giant Slalom World Cup Globe winner. Who's going to take the overall? Well, as Guimeur said there, he thinks that Balchet will do it. We will wait to find out. Just the one DNF, Braden Luscombe retiring and giving us the slowest run potentially ever, 2:30.89. Good luck to him in his future endeavours. We've got one more event to come before Giant Slalom waves goodbye for the season. The men's sitting is very, very close. Kampstra, Di Silvestro and Mori. There's nothing in it. Can Pedersen or De Langen get themselves onto the podium? Boris Meyer had the slowest run of the first session. Can he get himself up the leaderboard? Now, Murat Pelli will start our men's sitting competition, the last run of the day. The 26-year-old lives in Erolo in Switzerland. Speaks fluent French, German, Italian and Turkish. There you go, multi-skilled Murat Pelli. Here he is throwing his monoski down this La Molina course. The break of the arm before the end of last season meant that it was a tricky old time in Pyeongchang for Murat. Oh, and Murat sliding out. Well, it was looking okay for Murat, but it doesn't end the way he would have wanted it to. And Pelli makes his way off to the side into this left-hander, turning into the right, and yeah, just the back end goes, doesn't it? Dancing on a knife edge with these single skis, and out goes Murat Pelli. So he will have to watch from the side in the sunshine. I'm sure he won't mind. It's lovely and warm there. So, Igor Sikorski will be the next to go for Poland, a bronze medal winner from Pyeongchang. Here is Poland's Sikorski. Himself a good push away from the start gate. Had a real issue in the first run, did Sikorski, but managed to maintain his line on the course to keep on going. And oh, that's really slowed him down. He'd be very disappointed with that. It was almost stationary. And the skier from Poland really having to work hard out there. He's regained his momentum, but some of these turns are very tricky. We heard Marie Bochet say the course was very turny. Somebody of the quality of Bochet is remarking on it, and there has to be something in that. Sikorski in this bottom section, pure bright sunlight as he crosses the line in 1:56.08. This is Luc Percival. This is a debut event for the Frenchman. He was in a decent position after the first run. Can he get inside the time that Sikorski has set? 1:30.60. He's behind a little at the moment, but not by much at all. And Percival getting caught in the same spot that Sikorski did. That could be a game changer for the guys at the top of the classification as well. Now, up towards the line, he's going to be outside of Luc Percival's time. Sikorski stays ahead. Kurt Oatway. Canadian already racing ahead of Sikorski, 1.35. That's dropped a little to 1.18. Now, Otway gets caught up. Now he's still in line here. He'll know that. He was tempted to smash his outrigger onto the ground for a second, but I think he realised he was still in the course. The anger might come in a second. Oh, he's put him 2.67 seconds down as to be expected in the end. Oh, it was going well for Otway. Got caught up in the gate, and that will leave him well outside of the top positions. Markus Schwaterhofer starts in 6th position. He's already well ahead of Sikorsky. He stretched that lead as well. Schwaterhofer crashed out in previous days. I thought he looked very good this morning. And the 27-year-old find a little bit more to put pressure onto Pedersen and De Langen and Mori. 1:52.81. It's a good run from Schwaterhofer. This is Jesper Pedersen. Paralympic champion. Hasn't had that sort of day at all. He is capable of big performances. He's put 1.34 ahead of himself and Schwaterhofer. His ambition will be to at least make the podium here. It's a tough ask from 5th position. We saw it a little bit earlier with Anna Maria Rida in the women's competition. Pedersen really moving as he looks towards the line. He'll be well in front. 1:51.41, 1.40 seconds up. There's De Langen, the first to attempt to stop Pedersen from making the podium. 0.5 up. De Langen and Kempster famously have pictures of themselves at the side of the course in Sochi. Oh, De Langen slides out. Well, I was going to say, now was he still in the course? Well, it was a big old slide, but he must have still been within the gate. So, well, he's held on to it. What can he do in terms of clawing back some time? He should be well outside the 1:51.41. He will be. Well done for Niels De Langen for finishing. He's 3rd currently. But a big old slide. Didn't appear to miss a gate. This is Taiki Mori. So well respected amongst his fellow competitors. The 8-year-old now competing as a para-powerlifter as well. Has intentions at 38 to go to the next summer and winter games, of which that will take him to the age of 41. Oh, and a big slide for Mori as well. Well, I said that Pedersen's aim would be to try and get on the podium. Mori might be too far ahead of him anyway at the start. He was more in the battle for 1st position, 1:51.41. Yes, he'll make that, but that is probably the end to Mori's stake of another win. Is the surprise here? Rene Di Silvestro, just 22 years old. Represented Italy at Para Athletics, the javelin at the 2016 European Championships in Grosseto. He's ahead of Mori. Now he's fallen down on Mori's time here, but as long as he avoids the mistake that Taiki made, which was around here, Silvestro will pick up time at the bottom. Oh, and that's the area that Mori went for a big slide. Silvestro holds on to it much better. Kampster still has to go through it. 1:49.72 will be beaten. Di Silvestro is the leader with one of the big dogs to come. There's nobody bigger at the moment, is there? The World Cup leader, the dominant world champion. But even the best make mistakes. Di Silvestro has done what he can to put the pressure on. He's behind at the first part, but Kampster picks it up through the second. The difference, remember, was just 5/100ths of a second, so Kampster has done well to put 5/10ths in there. But tricky parts of the course still remain. De Langen and Mori have suffered, but there is a reason that this guy is the world champion. Oh, look at that, 1:46.61. It's brilliant from Kampster once again. As hard as the rest of them are working, just can't get near enough to stop him from taking titles. This is Akira Kano now out on course, 32-year-old from Japan. Two more to come after him. Oh, Kano with a huge slide. He's held on to the course somehow. Nearly 9.5 seconds down on the overall leader. Originally from Abashiri in Japan, now lives in Nagano. Home of the 98 games, of course. Oh, and he spins uncontrollably out of the competition. He missed the last gate as well. If he'd gone the other side of it, he still would have got his time. But Kano goes out. This is Yune Slivnik. Kano has been attributed a time, but I'd imagine that will be removed eventually. Whilst he crossed the line, he did appear to miss the last gate, so we'll have the official results on the website a little bit later on, as always. And Slivnik is the penultimate athlete to go. Slovenian, only Slovenian on the circuit. And he will finish his run easily. 2:03.55 is the time. That puts him in, it says 11th, but I think that will be 10th position. Just a brief pause out on the course. Kano has been attributed a time. As I mentioned, my understanding is that will be eventually removed. So Floris Meyer, the final athlete to come. Older of the three Dutchmen, 29 years old now. Meyer be desperate not to finish bottom of the pile and try and close down on Jurne Slivnik. Final part of the course, he'll come in just a moment. This is the tricky left-hander that's caused a few problems. No such for Floris. And well, he wasn't chasing Kampster's time. Floris Meyer will get to the line. 2:01.76. So Meyer is ahead of Slivnik. There you see our race leader, or race winner should I say, getting ready to speak to Stephen Jameson. Kampschler from a very impressive Rina Di Silvestro, and Heikki Mori in third position. Pedersen gave it his all to try and finish on the podium. Couldn't quite catch Mori in the end. Vaterhofer just behind that. Niels de Langen didn't have the flawless run he was looking for. Pele DNFs. Let's go and hear from Jeroen Kampschler. He's with Stephen Jameson.
Yeah, thank you very much, and joined once again by Jeroen Kampschler. Both got our sunglasses on. It's like the Men in Black down on the hill here. But Jeroen, congratulations on the win. It was a really, really close day today. Renault was less than 0.5 of a second in the morning. Yeah. I know you love the competition. Did that give you a little bit of extra impetus this afternoon?
Yeah, well, if you're that, if the guys are following you from so close, it's like, okay, now I'm gonna give it all. And it was the whole podium was within 1400s, so it was just a second race. You know, who will be fastest this time? And yeah, I took a little more risk and it paid off. Yeah.
It's all about that reward, and that does mean overall for the GS, you are the overall GS champion. You've really enjoyed the GS this year, I can tell, like all the way through the World Championships and through the World Cup as well. It seems to have been an event you've really enjoyed.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I got the World Championships gold, and I got the Globe now in GS, so I think, yeah, well, it's going really well, and we train it a lot, so yeah.
And slalom coming tomorrow, and then of course in Morzine as well. And I know you're after the overall Globe too. How excited are you to close the season out now? You've had such a great winning run. Just hoping for that to continue, I'm guessing.
I hope I'm going to stay in this flow, because you know this whole season I have not have one DNF, and I podiumed everything. So I just hope I can keep it up. Yeah, really.
Well, we wish you all the best in the slalom tomorrow, and from the men in sunglasses, Alan, it's out to you to close the show.
Well, from the men in black to the man in orange, the Dutch maestro that is Jeroen Kampschler out on the course, taking the Giant Slalom World Cup title, adding it to all the haul of golds that he got in the World Championships as well. He is sublime. Sometimes it's ridiculous. That's all from the Giant Slalom. It bows out of the World Cup as we bow out of day number 3. Join us tomorrow when slalom starts for 2 days before we close off by going over to Morzine. Thank you very much for joining us here in La Molina for day number 3 of the World Para Alpine Skiing World Cup. See you tomorrow.